Oh, there we go. Hey, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to the Two Dum Yinzers. This is episode 66, the Mario Lemieux episode. How you doing today, Michael?
Oh, I'm doing great. I yeah, I got a good story to tell.
Okay.
So last week at work I was training this new guy. And or at work you pick up a box off a conveyor belt and it tells you on what truck it goes and where it goes.
Right.
Pick it up, put it on, get it in and out as fast as you can. We got production goals to meet. We got timelines we have to meet. Well, he was taking longer than normal. It's like, hey man, you gotta, in and out. I know it's like, you only been here a week, but come on, we gotta pick up the pace a little bit. I'm here to help, so let me help you. And then he just kept going slower and slower, putting stuff in the wrong spot. So I wasn't yelling. I was just like, come on, man. Hey, you got to go. We got to keep moving. If you need to, just stack the stuff. We'll get back to it here in a minute. We just have to get it off the line. And then we can, get it going. I'm doing 2 trucks. You're doing 2. Want me to do 3, you do 1. Most people at this point in time are already doing 3 to 4 by themselves. Whatever we need to do, I'm here to help you.
Right.
And, sometimes, I was kind of stern, kind of getting that stern voice going, hey, man, come on, you got to pick up the pace. Let's go. And he just wasn't getting it. This is like, I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to yell. I want to, but I'm not because,
Right.
It's not worth it. I hate being that boss that yells. Just let me tell you what needs done. You do it. I'm happy. You're happy. Let's go home. So I thought everything was fine. I got my point across. I didn't scream, didn't yell. I go in the next day. I see him and the boss talking. I'm like, oh God. So we're just chilling in the office with the other bosses. He comes in, the boss does. He's like, he got you to shut the door. Like, oh God. He's like, Mike, whatever you did yesterday, he called you he said you subjected him to verbal terrorism. Verbal terrorism. Just because I said, hey man. Yes, thank you. This all because I was like, hey man, you gotta pick up the pace. Let's go. Let's keep doing this. Hey, why are you putting this on the wrong shelf? It goes here, not there. Come on now. Let's get it together. Let's do this. We got this, man. I subjected him to verbal terrorism. I am a verbal terrorist, apparently.
I tell you what, some people were untrainable.
Mm-hmm.
I used to train people at the job that I worked at, and for about 10 years, I trained, maybe more. I trained people, and there's just some people that they're just untrainable.
Yeah.
And there's nothing more frustrating than trying to train somebody so they understand, so you can see that they understand, and to show the bosses that, what, this person might be a good person for the job. But it's so frustrating because when they're untrainable, no matter what you say, they won't do or continue to do or do it the exact way.
Yes.
They have to do it their own way. I don't know what the thought process is. I'm thinking, it's my first day on the job. Somebody's training me. I'm going to do it the exact same way that they're showing me. And if I, get it and get good at it, and eventually down the road, you can kind of start cutting corners and making your own way of the job.
Yes.
But these people, they just, there's no getting through. And I never understood that. Like, why aren't you just listening? You know what I mean? You want this job. Why wouldn't you do what you're being told to do?
Exactly. It's like, I hate, like, when I train people, I did this a lot at my other job too. Like, here's the right way to do it. I'm going to show you the right way to do it. So please do it the right way. And then they want to do everything, like you said, their way. It's like,
right.
It's like, I've been doing this job, my old job. I did that for 15 years. Trust me, whatever you're going to suggest that we have tried and it does not work. This is what works. Once you start telling me, hey, can I do it this way? No. Why?
Right.
And I'll go through and I'll explain, hey, we did this before. It did not work.
At least get in the fucking door first. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, just like here, like you said, I'm here to train me. like when I first started this job, I kind of did similar stuff to this. It's what I did at my old job, just to, we're putting it on, taking it off of storage trailers and putting them on trucks. At my job, we took everything off storage trailers and put them on carts to move around the store. Similar concept, but I was just like, okay, yeah, I kind of have a feeling for this, how to do this, but I'm going to sit down, shut up and listen.
Right.
And
that's your job at that point.
Show me what to do. Then I, in my own head, will put 2 and 2 together. Okay, it's similar to this way. It's different than that way. Okay, I got it. It's not that hard, but yeah, if I never yell at any of my employees. I will yell at my peers and my bosses. Those are who I leave my venom for.
Apparently you're a verbal terrorist.
I know. Like I have worked with, I've worked with my friends, people who I've become friends with. Those people I won't even yell at them, but I'll be, more blunt with, more,
right.
Use the language that, we use when we talk all the time. I'll use that at the workplace among friends, but never against an employee. And then with verbal terrorists, that is like the best. So if you head on over to our merchandise store at 2-Dum-Yinzers.spreadshop.com, you can buy your own verbal terrorist merchandise.
There you go. I like it.
Yes.
I like it.
Yes. I showed the people at work who heard. They all love it. I think it's going to be a hit. Yeah. So check out our new merchandise, Verbal Terrorist.
I like it. I might get the coffee mug.
You should. I'm gonna buy the t-shirt.
Yeah.
I should have actually put my face on there, Verbal Terrorist, but
put it like in the O of the terrorist. Put your face.
Oh, that's a good one. I should have done that. I'll see if I can do a redesign. Put up a second one. But yeah, that is just I totally forgot to talk about that on Friday, and I was just blown away. I loved it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So my boss was like, "Hey, just tone it down a little bit because I don't want you to get in trouble." But he's like, "I overheard you talking to him. You did nothing wrong."
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think it's just the best.
And then you always got to give, if you're the boss, you always got to give the new guy the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? So
yeah. But no, my boss knows what's going on. He was just like, he thought it was he was like, it took everything I had to not laugh.
Yeah. Right.
But I kind of feel bad for the new guy. He's, I don't think the job's for him, but I'm not going to force anyone out. I'm going to do what I can. I just felt bad. I feel bad for him, but you know what? You do the job. You can do the job. You can't. But verbal terrorist.
Is he a younger kid or
no? He's a boomer. So therefore he's rather sensitive.
Yeah. I found out that, both ends of the spectrum are the hardest to train, the young kids and the old guys.
I'm training this young kid past 2 days. This dude has picked it up.
Really?
Just going with the flow. We had to move him around a couple times. He's like, okay.
With the young kids, it's hit or miss. I mean, sometimes, that they're really good. They come in and they pick things up, have good energy, and they remember, and they want to do they want to learn the job, learn what they have to do next. They're very, they want to learn. But then, like I said, at the other end of the spectrum, there's kids that just stand there like they don't even speak English sometime. And that can be frustrating because, you're taken away from your job to help train this person.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, if the person's giving you problems or just, not doing that well, your shit is flipping because you have stuff that you need to be doing also on top of training.
Yeah. Yeah. That was just, so far I trained 2, grand total of 4 people. 2 have quit already. One didn't make it past the first day. One didn't make it past the second day. I don't know what I did.
And the third one thinks you're a verbal
terrorist. And the fourth one's, he's just chill and cool. So right now I'm sitting at 50%. That's 500. It's a winning record. I just don't know what it is, man.
Yeah.
Just verbal terrorist. I love it. That's actually going to be my rap name.
Yeah.
The verbal terrorist.
I'm going to introduce you, excuse me, at the end of the month down at the show. I'm going to introduce you as the verbal terrorist.
Nope. Because I cannot get up there and I cannot rap. I cannot rhyme. I cannot
I'm
spit.
gonna get a T-shirt that has the arrow and says "I'm with the verbal terrorist."
Nope. Mm-mm. Nope. Uh-uh. Nope. No, what? People are going there to see talent, not not this train wreck.
Hey, you earned a tough name, man.
I did too. I'll come out. I'll be out on stage like this, my sunglasses on, trying to rap. And they'll
Yeah.
be all up like this. Yeah. It'll be bad times. No. No. Nope. They'll be like, "Are you mocking us?" I'm like, "No."
Right. Right. I don't know. I think you should do it.
No.
That's just me.
No.
I got about 10 or 11 days to work on you.
No. Oh, there's no. The guys could sit me down for like 8 months trying to get me to rap. No, it would never work. It would be I'd get like worse each session. It'd just be terrible. Like I have a speech impediment every once in a while that comes out. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I'm tired, which I'm really tired now, so I'm gonna be slurring words, sound like I'm drunk. It's not gonna work. It's gonna be terrible. Yeah.
We'll practice. We got 10 days, roughly about 7 more shows after today. So we'll have a little rehearsal time every day to help sharpen your skills. That way, by the time the show comes around next weekend, you'll be all set.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Maybe if we had like a training montage like they had in all the 80s action movies and sports movies, maybe then with the training montage I would be ready. But without the training montage, I'm screwed.
I think you'll be fine.
No,
I'm good. Maybe you could freestyle.
No, I'll leave that up to Cigarillos and Tempo.
You want to try? You want to give it a shot?
No. I am not a wordsmith. No. You can give me 4 years to write something and it would be terrible.
Oh man, where are we at?
I know that I derailed the whole show 11 minutes in. That might be a new personal best.
You're making leaps and bounds this week, man. You became the what is it? The verbal terrorist. The verbal terrorist.
Verbal terrorist. I've derailed the show.
You've derailed the show.
I do want to say, hey, as you're fiddling around over there, I'd like to say hi to all the new subscribers. Welcome aboard.
Yes, new subscribers. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for subscribing.
Yes.
We greatly appreciate it. Of course, you know that. Michael's been working hard over there on YouTube and really taking the bull by the horns on that job, and he's doing great things, and he's making it happen. So again, thank you and welcome.
Yes, all 113 of you.
113. Wow.
113,
That's higher. That's higher than we could count here at the Dum Yinzers studio.
It's by like 111. Yes. My math skills are well documented.
All right, my man. So the Pirates lose to the Cubs 7-0. The Steelers lose to the Bears 7-0. They have scored 1 run in the last 30 innings. 1 run in the last 30 innings.
And hey, you know what? I think the problem was the Pirates actually got hits this game, so that kind of messed them up.
Yeah,
they're better off.
The only game they've won is the game that they got no-hitted. I don't get it.
Yeah, that's Bucko baseball.
Baseball.
Catch the sub-mediocrity.
Yeah.
I
don't know anybody that's even watching these guys. It's annoying. You know what I mean?
And it's just I do like laughing at the scores, laughing at the losing. That's about it.
Oh yeah.
That's where I get my enjoyment from Bucko baseball.
I'm going to make the point one more time. If you go to Kentucky Fried Chicken and get a bucket of chicken, and you go to start eating it, and there's all these little pieces of green, slimy pieces all over your chicken, okay?
Mm-hmm.
and you throw the bucket away because, who the fuck wants to eat a bucket of green slimy shit? Nobody knows what this is. And you think to yourself, okay, well, that sucks, but, next time it's going to be better. We're going to go back. We're going to get our chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Go back and get your chicken a couple weeks later. And this time it has all these weird, just these weird dark brown pieces that ain't supposed to be on chicken. And then you start saying to yourself, okay, how much more can I come to this place until they fix these problems? This Pirate baseball team is no different than that. Why would you keep going back and buying chicken that has stuff wrong with it, chicken that makes you sick, chicken that is undesirable, if they don't fix these problems? You wouldn't go back.
No. But
so people need to make that correlation in their mind and say, you know what, I keep eating bad chicken here when I come to Pittsburgh, go to these baseball games. Nobody wants bad chicken.
No.
At first you like it, you try, you see if you like it. Once you find out you don't like it, at some point you should say to yourself, you know what, I'm not going back until they fix this problem. And again, like we stated the other day, that's the only language that Nutting is going to understand is his pocket.
Yeah.
And, once you say, you know what, no more of this bad chicken, we're not going to come back until you fix this chicken problem and have a nice bucket of delicious, crispy chicken that has nothing wrong with it, I ain't coming back. It just makes sense. It makes sense. Why would you want to go and keep continuing to have bad food? You wouldn't.
No.
So why not? Why continue to go to these baseball games after 30 years of these owners, telling you you're going to get this big, nice bucket of crispy chicken and it's delicious, and then you get it and there's something wrong with it. This starts with us. This starts with the fans. This starts with the people of Pittsburgh. This starts with the entertainment dollars, because why would this guy fix it if we're going to keep continuing to go to these baseball games? And, again, I know we're beating a dead horse, but, maybe somebody will listen to our show and the point will get through their heads, and, maybe we'll start seeing a change. Maybe we'll start a revolution and make this baseball team great again, right?
That's going to be our mission, to make the Pirates great.
Yes, and we will not sell out, people. We will not sell out.
Oh, I'd sell out. I'd sell out in a heartbeat. I mean, never. I would never sell out.
The verbal terrorist will be on the Pittsburgh Pirates payroll by the end of the week.
As soon as the check clears, baby. As soon as that check clears, my hypocrisy knows no bounds. Or unless, if we raise enough money to buy the team, then but I don't know. Yeah. No,
another one. Steelers sign NCAA record-breaking kicker Nick Skyba. The kid is a record-breaking kicker. He was out of Wake Forest. They released their practice squad kicker Sam Sloman the other day, and they bring in this pretty reliable kid to back up Chris Boswell. Again, his name is Nick Skyba. He was a record-breaking, one of the best kickers out of college, out of Wake Forest. I like it. You know what I mean? I mean, the kicker's such a weird position. You gotta play it different than everything else. And I like having a good kicker backing up Boswell.
Yeah, you bring him in because they're always going to have like two kickers, two punters during the whole preseason process, all of training camp. That way, Boz isn't kicking his leg off, because you know what you're getting with Boswell. He had that one bad season, so that was been years ago. That's the outlier. We know what Boswell is. He's one of the top 5 kickers in the league. I wouldn't rather he's other than who's the kicker down in Baltimore? The one who, besides, those are the only 2 kickers in the league I want on my team. Will be one of those 2.
They're the 2 best kickers,
They are. And but I do like the, hey, let's bring the rookie in. He set all these records, see if there's something there. Maybe you can sneak him through in the practice squad. Maybe, hey, we can't hide him on the practice squad. Another team signs him, whatever. But okay, we have tape on him now. So if something does happen to Boswell, this kicker comes available. Okay, we don't have to go out and do a kicking competition. We know what this kid was able to do. Let's bring him back in. It's nice to have that, have that knowledge too. That's why I think like a lot of like that extra camp leg too is just to get a live scouting report on a player.
Right.
That way, if something does happen down the line and that guy's available, no one else is available. Hey, we know what we have. If they were successful, bring them in. If not, okay, then we go out and do this whole search of trying to find a kicker, bring a bunch of kickers in. But if you have someone who's been through the system and you know what they can do, yeah.
And you know that, yeah, exactly. You know, you have somebody quality on tap. A lot of times when there's a kicker issue, say a kicker gets hurt, a kicker really starts to hit a bad slump, you know, you kind of go to the free agent market, look around and hope for the best. Or like you said, you have somebody on tap that you know, has been involved with the team. I like this guy. He's a record breaker. He's considered one of the best. And to have him on tap, because you know as well as I do, kicking is such a unique position that halfway through the season, Boswell, you know, he could get a brain fart, because these people get, you know, kickers especially get these mind parts, these mind blocks, and they can't make shit. And you just never know when it's going to happen. And it does. It happens to the best of them. And I can recall it happened to, you know, to Morton Anderson and a couple other good kickers throughout the, you know, their tenure. And, you know, it's always great to have somebody that you can rely on. And this kid, you know, like I said, on paper so far, he looks pretty good. Obviously that they're going to want to take more of a look at him moving forward. But, you know, the guy's a quality kicker. If we could have him on tap, I feel pretty comfortable with that. And you know what? These backup kickers don't make a whole hell of a lot of money. So you know what? Get them on the practice squad and, you know, keep them there just in case we need them.
Yeah. We saw like last year when like Presley Harvin, he had an up and down campaign. He had all the personal issues going on. And then, you know, we brought up our punter from the practice squad. He filled in admirably. And once, you know, Harvin came back and everything was sorted out in his personal life, you saw that, okay, he continued to grow as a player, got better as the season went along. So it's always good to have, you know, a nice depth at every position.
You're right. Absolutely.
You know, there's nothing wrong with having quality kickers and quality punters on your practice squad. You know, they're part of everyone wants to say they're not important. Them,
that becomes the most important part of your team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That you don't want that to be your weakest link, because if it comes down to it and you need a good punt to place, you know, to play field position, or you need a good field goal to end the game, you know, that's a huge part of the team. Totally overlooked, totally underestimated. But, you know, you have yourself a good quality kicker. That's why it's not talked about, because these quality kickers are so good. You don't have to talk about them.
Yeah.
There's no problems. There's no issues. It's almost like an offensive lineman. The less you hear their name, the better.
Yeah. Like, it's like we really haven't had to worry about a kicker since we got Boswell.
No.
Like we had Sweezum for a while. Then like the transition from Sweezum to Boswell, there was that couple years where, you know, like who's going to kick. Then, you know, Boswell came out of nowhere. Steelers seem to find kickers out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, like Jeff Reed, he was a mid-season acquisition, kicking competition. He won it, and boom, he was our kicker for how many years? So it's
Super Bowl winning kicker.
Yeah, you find a kicker, you keep him. I don't care if you have to. And the way like the practice squad works now, you can say Boswell has to miss a game or two, bring this kid up off the practice squad, you can move him back to it. So
even if there's a like an unrelated situation, say Boswell has a personal issue, something with his family, or maybe a death in the family, maybe his wife
you can't make a game.
Baby. Yep. Right. You don't have to worry that you got this kid that was a high school kicker, played a year in junior college, and now he's out here trying to win this game that's potentially going to be a big game down the road, you know?
Yeah, I like it. You know, it's little signings like that go unnoticed for the most part that can down the road can pay big dividends.
Absolutely. And then people, you know, at that point that didn't pay attention to this, they're looking around going, damn, where do we get this guy? You know?
Yeah. That's why, like, this time of the year, man, it's so like the little roster moves. Everyone wants to focus on, like, you know, your starters. You got to take a look at the depth too, like who's being signed where. That's why, like, I love that second, third round wave of free agency, and then training camp when people start getting cut. You see veterans cut, rookies cut, who's moving where. Those little moves tend to pay big dividends down the line.
Yeah, for sure.
Another one.
Ray Lewis, the longtime rival, heated rival from the Baltimore Ravens, turns 47 on Monday. He just turned 47. guys like this really blow my mind because it seems like he should be so much older than me. However, he's only a couple of years older than me, and that kind of weirds me out because, I was a kid basically still watching football, and when he's winning the Super Bowl in 2000, I was just a few years out of high school, and hated him as a Raven. I respect him as a person, and I think he was a great player. So I do, against my own better judgment, I wish him a happy birthday. 47, Ray Ray.
Wow, I remember watching him in college. I remember watching him be drafted, being pissed that he went to the Ravens. He's just one of those players that you hated him because he wasn't on your team. But the minute, if he would have been a Steeler, he would have been, obviously he was great. On the Ravens, he was accused of murder. If he was I made all the jokes, but if he would have ever signed with the Steelers, I'm like, oh no, man, he was never there. He never did that. He's one of the best middle linebackers I've ever seen play.
I just watched something the other day. There was something on the internet. It was just one of these real videos, and I watched it. Mm-hmm. Man, he was such a beast, man. The guy, he's seen things 3 steps before it happened.
Oh yeah.
He's just sitting back. He's probably 10 yards. I mean, the guy stood, from what I just saw, he was about 10 yards off the ball at linebacker. I mean, he's almost back where the safeties are at. And the ball, went around the right side of the offensive line. Man, it was almost like he knew it was going to be there before the play even started. He takes off. He just runs through all these guys who are the biggest, strongest, football players. And, these guys are all amazing athletes. And he just slices, dices, cuts through them, and bang, he gets that guy before he even comes out of the backfield. The guy knows he's getting the ball and where he's going. The guy that's 10 yards off the ball that doesn't know beat him to the spot.
He had just a feel for the game, and this, like, his film study, just knowing how the play was going to go. Dude, he was amazing. But some of my favorite memories, though, are just like the battles that him and Alan Faneca would have. Him and Dan.
What about that time Dan Kreider
pancaked him? Oh yeah, like that. Those two. It always felt like it was Kreider and Faneca that always gave Ray Lewis the most problems, and I guarantee Ray Lewis would probably gave those two their biggest problems too.
And they were great to watch because it was these classic Steeler Ravens battles, and you're watching it, and so much intensity and just so much, just hate on that level. You know what I mean? And you hate this guy, and the time that Dan Kreider pancaked him was one of the best moments of being a Steeler fan.
It was too, and those games with those. Like the classic Ravens, the classic Steelers lineup that we grew up with. I still remember that block to this day. And it was like, it wasn't a blindside block. It was head on too. There's two badasses going right at it. And then you're like, no shit, Dan Kreider won that one.
Find the catalog for those two teams and put your finger on any one of the games, any one of them. It don't even matter if it was a blowout one way or another, which most of them weren't. But you go back and go through the catalog, the list, put your finger on any one of those games and sit there and watch it. It's going to be one of your favorite games by the end of the game.
And like I said, it's the best rivalry in pro football.
Absolutely.
And it's just an injustice this season that neither of the games are on prime time. That's just what blows my mind, because one of those games should be an 8:00 game under the lights. They're the best games to watch.
Absolutely.
Because
and everybody acknowledges that you watch these games, the announcers are constantly just talking about how tough the two teams are, how great the games always are between these two. The the results are always within 3 points.
Yeah.
It isn't like it's a Pittsburgh thing or a Baltimore thing, and we're sitting here, making a story out of it. These games are truly the best. And a lot of people bring up these West Coast rivalries like your Raiders and Broncos. You know what? To be honest, I've never even heard of these rivalries. This isn't something that you talk about every two times a year when these two teams play. The Ravens-Steeler rivalry is a football rivalry through and through. I don't care who you are, where you're from. If you're a football fan, you love football, you love what it's all about, you can't not like the Ravens-Steelers rivalry.
And the thing with them, too, their games, they're never dirty. They're just hard, physical games. There's never, like, every once I can vaguely remember maybe like a Steeler doing a dirty hit and Raven doing a dirty hit. And it's like, it was just one of those things that just happened. And everyone kind of like, looked at each other like, no, we're not doing that. And then shit settles down. These games are hard, they're physical, and they're clean games. This is the way football should be played.
The Ravens were created in our image. So that's not a surprise. But when we have problems with dirty shit, it's against Cincinnati, it's against Cleveland. There, I can recall quite a few times there was some pregame scuffles up in Cleveland. I can recall times when Cincinnati was good, not this time, but the time before. They thought that they were going to try to maybe out physical us to be able to compete with us, and that didn't work. But those two teams, the teams that are more the underdog, the teams that won that rivalry with the Steelers, they're the ones that are trying to make a name for themselves by playing dirty. Where, like I said, Baltimore was created in our image. So you were going to see, like I said, you're basically going to see. You mentioned a couple of shows ago. These two teams are the exact same.
They are.
They're the exact same. The organizations are the same. They're built the same. These two teams are the same.
They are, and it's like with those two teams, there's that respect level that they have.
Absolutely.
They may hate each other, but they both know it's like, okay, if we want to be the best year in, year out, it's normally between the two of us.
Right.
It's the way it is. Like when the Ravens won their Super Bowls, they had to go through us. When we won ours, we had to go through them.
And I look at the Bengals, they fall in that category as, the sun shines on a dog's ass sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're not always good. They get these runs. And, you like to think that now they got Burrow being a franchise quarterback, it's going to change for them a little bit. But you know what? I've never seen any proof that the Bengals are going to be a consistently long-term good team. So for the sake of our division, for the sake of football, I hope that they are, just because. But I don't know. I think we have to wait to see that.
Like I kind of hope it's like a 4-team race this year, just because that's so much more exciting. It does get kind of boring when it's just Pittsburgh and Baltimore. It makes the Steelers Baltimore games mean more, but it makes the other games just feel like, okay, there's 4 wins between the Browns and the Bengals, or 3 wins. Right. Both Ravens are going to go 4-0 or 3-1. Steelers are going to go 3-0, 4-1 against them. So it comes down to just the 2 games against the Ravens. When
another one.
Oh, well, finally, I just got cut off. Let's move on.
Ric Flair, 73 years old, will be facing Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in July. 73 years old. What do you think about wrestling at 73 years old?
Well, is he going to be liquored up or is he going to be sober? Because my money's on liquored up.
I hope he's liquored up.
Like, who wants to watch Flair Steamboat in 2022?
Right.
I'm sorry, these guys are no. I've never been a Ric Flair fan. I think he's one of the most overrated pro wrestlers there is.
Right.
His crackhead promos never did anything for me. His boring, slow Southern style wrestling never did anything for me. Now, Ricky the Steamboat, though, I was a big fan. I was a big fan of him, but I don't want to watch that stuff now.
Yeah, right.
Like, people will watch it just because, Ric Flair, and they're going to pretend they like it. It's just going to be boring. Who's going to take any bumps? How old's Steamboat? Steamboat's going to be in his 60s.
Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah.
You might as well go up to the mall. You ever go to the mall?
I mean, like the old walkers. The mall
walkers. First thing in the morning they go and they walk around that mall for exercise. That's what I think of when I think of these guys. I mean, 73 years old.
Yeah.
You got already a foot and a half in the grave here.
Yeah, you got 60-something-year-old Sting trying to wrestle in AEW. It's like, come on, guys. This is boring. 73. Maybe he'll break a hip.
Yeah, what are the side effects on all this medication if he cuts himself? I mean, is he gonna bleed out in the ring? Because he always does that thing where he cuts himself and he has the red hair and he's covered with blood. That's kind of like his thing.
Yeah,
I just worry about him because if he does that at 73 years old, you think that could lead to some potential issues.
You'd think. I hope he goes out and busts a hip. I do too. I'm just not a Ric Flair fan. If he'd break a hip, I'd laugh my ass off.
Right.
I'd be like, that's what you get. I just don't. What promotion is putting this on? Did you say? I'm sorry if you.
It's an off promotion. I don't recall what it was, but it's nobody that I've ever heard of. I seen the headline, went in and
Oh my
skimmed the
God.
article. Yeah, it's an off.
So it's not even a tag team. So there's going to be no one else in there to bump to do the
There
bumps.
is. It's like a 3-on-3 match.
Oh, okay. So they're just going to be okay.
Ricky's going to be on one team. Rick's going to be on the other team. Right. And I'm sure they're going to be the ones that go head to head.
Yeah. So yeah. So they'll have other people in there to actually do the actual bumping.
Yeah.
Make it actually look entertaining because it's just those two going at it. And it's snooze fest. Even now, though, it still doesn't. No. You can have
they're basically the parsley on the side of the plate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was that parsley always got on the side of the plate. You always wonder what
whatever that garnish was. Yeah. I forget what
it's for joke. For good looks, you know?
Yeah.
Another one.
McDonald's is leaving Russia for good due to this war and them constantly attacking Ukraine. Russia is leaving. McDonald's is leaving Russia for good.
Russia's leaving Russia for good.
I'm just curious, you know, I mean, you would think McDonald's would be pretty, you know, be doing really well. I mean, they never really shown many reasons they wouldn't be, and I didn't dive in and find the numbers in Russia. However, you know, people got to be kind of pissed off. You know, say we get into a thing with China, for example, and they decide to take the Chinese food out of our country. You know what I mean? You're hurting the people. I love Chinese food. Don't fuck with my Chinese food just because you have an issue with somebody on the other side of the planet. You know what I mean?
Hey, you know, that's capitalism, baby. They can choose like, hey, we don't want to associate with this country anymore. We're out. Take care of you. You got to take care of your own house. You know?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. You know, like I said, you're just hurting the people. You're hurting the people of that country.
Really, though? Really, if you're taking away McDonald's, you're hurting people. Would it eating at McDonald's hurt the people?
Took away burgers and fries for me, man. Why go on?
You know, you're taking away McDonald's burgers and fries. It's not high quality. I can make better stuff at home.
You know what? I mean, I agree. You know, everything at home always tastes better. And you know what? People always badmouth McDonald's,
but I do like McDonald's. Body by McDonald's.
What's that?
Body by McDonald's. I like McDonald's.
Me too. I really I like McDonald's. I like fast food. I like a nice greasy burger every now and then. And you know, it's just one of them things. I'm so used to it. If they took away McDonald's and burgers, I'd be upset, you know.
Maybe that will cause them to rise up and stage a coup. Get their shit together. You want the fucking McFlurry back?
Yeah.
Take care of your house, and then you can have a McFlurry.
That's the big thing they have to worry about is fixing that machine.
See, I hear that joke all the time. I was thinking about this the other day. All the ice cream machines down, or the machines down. You can't get your milkshake and all this. Yeah. I've only had that happen to me once in my life.
Really?
41 years old. I've only had that happen once. Like, what kind of rinky-dink McDonald's do y'all go into where the machine's always broken? One time in 40 years, I've had, and they'll be like, nah, man, the machine's down.
I just don't get ice cream when I go to McDonald's, but you know, you've heard that your whole life, like you said, you heard the joke over and over and over. Yeah. I might order it one time. I don't know. I'm not real big on ice cream, but maybe next time I go, I'll try just to see.
See.
Order it if I'll just see if it's working. If it is working, I'll be like, oh, you know what? Never mind. I'm good on that.
Yeah.
But if it's not working, that's what I want to see.
So I've had not been turned down for milkshakes at like Arby's more than I have McDonald's.
Really?
Yeah. I think people are just afraid to talk shit on Arby's.
Oh, dude, Arby's is awesome, man.
I love Arby's.
All right. So we've been talking a lot of these lottery stories the past couple of weeks. A lot of stories. So this woman in Missouri listens to her instincts. She's driving down the road, turns into Casey's General Store in Springfield, Illinois, buys a scratch off because of her instinct. She's just driving along. She thinks, you know what? I just want to go. I want to stop and get a ticket. Wins over $55,000. $55,000 on a scratch off ticket. I'm beginning to wonder if maybe we should start playing some kind of lottery.
We should, because this is depressing. Every time I have the instinct to buy a ticket, I buy and I lose. I don't even get a free ticket. People out there winning 1.4 million, 1.3, 55,000. I'm bummed. I'm happy for them, but I'm bummed.
Yeah. How do we get some of this luck? You know what I mean? Who are these people?
Exactly.
Why do they have such luck?
Yeah. My instincts are telling me to do something and it turns out to be the wrong thing.
Yeah.
It's just
every time.
Every damn time. I'm depressed now. Thank you for bringing me down.
Another one.
Let's change that then. A Japanese study suggests that cats remember each other's names. I'm going here, Fluffy, here, Fluffy, here, Muffy, here, Muffy. They remember each other's names as well as recognizing their own name when talked to.
That wouldn't surprise me. I love cats. Cats are smart. They're smarter than dogs. They're cooler than dogs. They just don't care. That's why I like them. But I can see the cats knowing who's talking to who.
Yeah.
I
can't.
I believe it.
Cats they're very smart. They almost kind of look down on us, like when they're just sitting there.
Oh yeah.
You get that feeling they're just kind of looking down on you, like, you stupid ass human.
Mm-hmm. They're always judging you. I feel such judgment from cats.
Very judgy. Cats are very judgy. But I like cats. Personally, I'd rather have a cat than a dog, but that's just me. It's just the maintenance is so much.
So
they take care of themselves.
Yeah,
they bathe themselves. They shit themselves. I mean, there's nothing that you really have to do.
Yeah,
besides the usual. So I personally would rather have a cat. There's people that love dogs and rather have a dog, which is totally fine with that. They're a little too high strung for me.
Oh yeah, way too high strung.
And it's always something with the dog, always something. And these people that love them, that's fine. That's cool. It's your thing. But cats definitely would be my choice of pet.
Mine too. Like I can believe that study because growing up we had dogs, we had cats, and a couple times we've had like multiple cats, and you would start calling for one, the other one would come up looking at you, right. Not like why'd you call me, but then they start going looking for the other one.
Right.
Like they're trying to help you. So
yeah.
So it's probably like they can tell by maybe like the pitch or the tone of the voice and know, okay, that's not how they usually talk to me. Maybe they're looking for the other one. So let me help. And like you said, cats do look down on us. So they're probably like, oh my God, we got to help these stupid idiots.
Maybe that's, like back in the old pyramid days when you see all these pictographs and stuff, you see the like the kings with like cats' heads and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they just thought these cats are so damn intelligent. They're a higher, you know what I mean?
Cats were, they, like you're saying, cats were once worshipped as gods, and they have yet to forget that. They're like, what is, like, cats look at you as their staff.
Absolutely.
Dogs look at you as they're actually their owners. Like, you need to take care of me. Cats are like,
you're their hero. You're the dog's hero.
Yeah, and you're like, the cats just.
They wait for you. Mm-hmm. The second you come in the door, they barrel down the hallway to jump up and jump on mm-hmm. you and lick you. Where cats, they just kind of give you the look over, the once over, and then they're back to taking their nap.
You know they're like this idiot's around again.
Yeah, like, oh man, this idiot. The only thing we do that they really enjoy is feed them, and that's the only thing that they really want from us. No matter the time of day.
Yeah,
when that they want food from us,
and they'll like rub up against you, and you think you want pets? And they're like, no.
Yeah.
You just stand there and let me rub against you to mark my territory.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Like, yes, I need to, brand my slave is what they're doing.
Yeah. Right.
That's what it is. That's what it feels like. I love cats. They're the best.
I do too.
Cats and raccoons. Cats and raccoons.
Raccoons?
Yeah.
Another one.
The United Kingdom tribunal rules calling a man bald as sexual harassment. I would love to hear your reaction.
That means I've been sexually harassed by everyone I know every day of my life.
You deserve some kind of reparations, man.
I do. I'm taking all y'all. We're going to court. I've been sexually harassed for years now.
You know what?
I want my money.
You know, as long as we're playing this game that they're playing with all this PC shit, it makes sense.
It makes no sense whatsoever.
Women don't go bald for the most part.
No.
Guys do. If you make fun of them for their balding, that's kind of sexual harassment.
No, it's sexual harassment is like, sexual overtones. Just saying a guy's bald is pointing out a fact.
Like I said, though, I agree with that. Don't get me wrong. That's my base belief, what you're saying right now. However, I just think with this day and age, if it's brought up and a lot of people hear it, I think people will buy into it, and because they're in all this weenie political correct shit.
Well, I tell you, nothing wrong with being PC. It's just treating people the way you want to be treated.
But it also limits your you're limited. You're limited. You're still allowed to say what you want to say. Chris Rock had every right to say what he wanted to say about Will Smith's wife. The fact that he came up and smacked him wasn't right, but that is a risk that you're willing to take by being an open person and giving your honest opinion.
You can still say what you want. You just got to be ready for the consequences and repercussions.
Right.
That's what people who normally rail against PC, they just don't want to be held responsible for what they say. That's what a lot of people. I'm not saying you because I know you. You're like, if I said something stupid, I said something stupid. I'm the same way too.
It's got to be even the whole way across the board. If you're going to play Little Miss Butterworth, you also have to play stuff that you don't even want to get into, and you go down such an ugly rabbit hole with that, because then you get into a bunch of sticky situations. I don't have a problem. I mean, PC's not my thing, but I understand it's going on. I understand why people make a big thing of it.
But back to the issue at hand. If anyone wants to sexually harass me about my baldness, more than welcome. More than welcome.
Another one.
All right. So Guinness, the world record book, declares massive Israeli strawberry is the heaviest strawberry at more than 1.5 pounds. 1.5 pounds strawberry. That sounds juicy and delicious, don't it?
You know what else sounds juicy and delicious? My bald head. Oh yeah, my bald head, juicy and delicious. Oh yeah. I went there.
Oh, hell no.
No, don't be hating. You're just jelly that you do not have this big, beautiful bald head. But
that's a huge strawberry, man.
That is too. I want that. I love strawberries. They're so good. So I'm gonna go find that strawberry and just.
They showed the picture. I mean, it looked like a tomato. The guy was holding it looked like basically like a tomato. You know what I mean?
You said it was Israeli.
Yes.
So that means it was probably grown in Palestine, and they went over and stole it and claimed it as theirs. Oh yeah, shots fired. Shots fired. Mike went political.
I'd like to take a bite. I'd like to take a bite out of the big
Me too.
1/2 pound strawberry without being anti-Semitic.
I was not being no. I did not say anything bad about my Jewish friends. No. I said something bad about the Israeli government. Two different things.
Absolutely.
And I will badmouth any religion if you pay me enough.
DHL jet splits in half after skidding off a runway in Costa Rica. I'm sorry. It was a cargo plane, so nobody got hurt, but this DHL plane jet skids off the runway, splits in half.
I'm just glad I don't have any packages coming from Costa Rica because I'd be pissed. Come on now.
Remember right around Christmas, that FedEx truck or something tipped over on the highway? And there was all those boxes and everything. I thought I know damn well my gifts are in that.
Yeah, you know it too.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yep. It would be your luck. That would suck. I'd hate to be the pilot. You're just like cruising down the runway. Then you're like, what the fuck just happened to my plane?
Yeah.
Like that's wild. At least it happened on the runway. It didn't happen up in the air. Because that'd be the worst part. If he's, pilots, they all take off and then their plane breaks in half up there. So at least it was on the runway. No one hurt. But I would be mad if my packages are on there. I paid for next day shipping. I want my package.
Right? Yeah.
You know there's going to be
break my package off the road and get it up here.
There's going to be people complaining about that shit too. I paid for next day air. I want my package. Like, dear sir or madam.
So we're down to 10 minutes of the show. 10 minutes of the show, Mike. I got 3 topics. So it's going to be a lightning round. 1, 2, 3. Are you ready?
Let's do this.
Another one.
All right. Cop in Argentina killed by his own dog while on house arrest while waiting a trial of the worst case of police abuse in recent memory, where 3 teens died. He's killed, mauled by his own dog.
That dog
while on house arrest, waiting for the trial of all this.
That dog played judge, jury, and executioner right there. That dog knew what happened and said, you know what? I'm taking the law into my own hands right now.
Yes. It's kind of an interesting thing. I mean, you don't, the stories out here keep getting weirder and weirder, so it doesn't surprise me. However, that's pretty interesting. And it seems like something you see in a movie. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. Uh-huh. It's like the dog knows.
Yeah.
That's the tagline. Yeah, I can hear.
Mike Tyson can't sell ear-shaped cannabis gummies in Colorado because it may attract children.
Yeah, fair enough. Kind of sucks. Because I'm sure my brother and sister-in-law out there would love to buy some. Right. But hey, that's more for us back here in the fun states of Ohio and PA. We can go get our Mike Tyson gummy ears.
I would love to try the Mike Tyson gummy ears. And the fact that they attract children really shouldn't. I mean, again, it comes down to the parents. But I mean, if you have ear-shaped gummies in your house, they should be put away so your kids don't find them, eat them. I mean, that just comes down to being a responsible person, I think. But it's probably good. Like I said, with Joe Camel and everything else they took off the shelves because it attracts kids. It falls into the
you got to get them young. That's what the cigarette industry did with Joe Camel. So that's probably what the cannabis industry is trying to do too. And that
is what a lot of people do. That is the strategy 101 for a lot of companies, man.
Brand and market, get them young.
Absolutely.
Another one.
Finally, now this one's right here in the Pittsburgh area. Okay.
All right.
Former choir teacher of a local high school is facing criminal charges after the court documents say she had an inappropriate relationship with a student. Again, this keeps happening. I often say to myself, I wish it would happen to me, but we only had one teacher in our school that was halfway decent, and she had a face that was shaped like a frying pan. So that kind of gives you an idea. Where were these teachers 25 years ago?
Apparently, a hot teacher's willing to go to prison for statutory rape. When did that start? Like in the early 2000s, when they're like, you know what, I'm gonna find me a youngin and I'm just gonna let me go to jail for a statutory rape.
Yes.
The
only thing that I could think from this, I don't hate the situation only because I was a teenage boy, and I think if that would have happened to me. That's just something the teenage guys think about. You know what I mean? You're a teenager,
but
your hormones are going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, but there's also like some stories that I've read where like the teenage boy, like they didn't want to do it, and the teacher, she coerced him into doing it.
Right.
Because
I never knew any of those guys, but I've read that as well.
Yeah,
Michael.
So yeah.
Big. All right. So go ahead, give us our email, our website information, and if we have enough time after that, we'll play a quick round of Jeopardy.
To dumyinzers.com. You can catch every single episode on there. If if you're not going to YouTube, you can go to the channel there, catch us, all the shows. You can catch the link to the merchandise store and let's see, all of our contact info. If you need to get a hold of us, you have it, something you want us to talk about, let us know. And our email is twodumyinzers@gmail.com. That's TWODUMYINZERS@gmail.com.
Good job. Now, everybody, couple other things real quick. Remember, if you want to go on to Spotify, that's where you're going to find our whole entire catalog of shows from episode 1 to 66. Anything that you want is going to be on there. Plenty of great interviews, guests, a lot of fun stuff. Check them out. Otherwise, if you're watching our show or you can't catch our show, the video show, it will be on YouTube immediately following the show for the rest of ever. So you can always get on and catch up to that. Finally, we have a big show ourselves 11 days from now down at Frank's Grill in Beaver Falls. It's for the Memorial Day jump off. It is going to feature a lot of rappers, a lot of local rappers, a lot of great talented rappers. So get down there, and yours truly, me and Michael, we're going to be hosting it, and it's going to be a great time. So make sure you get down there at 1111 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania 15010. All right, Mike, are you ready? You got your pencil and paper?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. So I'll start with the question. The music will play. You have that amount of time. When the music is done, you stop, put your pencil down, and we'll see how you did, okay?
All right, let's do this.
All right. Mike, there is a score by the Steelers and the Chargers that has only been a result of an NFL football game one time. This score has only been a result in an NFL game one time. It was between the Steelers and the Chargers, I'd say roughly 10 years ago, give or take.
Confident with my answer.
You gotta wait till the music's done.
Oh, I know.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to be funny guy over here.
No, I'm just, I remember the game. I remember the situation. I think I got it right. I'm probably wrong.
All right, Michael, you're first. What is your answer? Now, hold on. The question was, there's a football score in the NFL that's only been a result of the games played in the NFL one time. One time this score was the result. And it was between the Steelers and the Chargers. Michael, what was your answer?
8-3 Steelers.
8-3 Steelers. Is that your final answer?
It's my final answer.
Let me find the button to let you know if you're right or not.
Yeah, it's probably going to be wrong. Damn it. 5-3? Was it 5-3?
11-10.
Oh, 11-10.
The Steelers beat the Chargers 11-10.
See, I thought it was, yeah. Man, damn it. I was going with 11 total point score, but the Steelers scored 11. They had 10 because they disallowed Troy Polamalu's touchdown.
So you knew that there was an 11 in there.
I knew there was 11, yeah. I thought it was the total score. I forgot it was 11-10, and because I knew, like, they took away Troy's touchdown, so I was like, oh, yeah. So we had 8. We had 2 field goals and a safety, but no.
You weren't too far off. You were along the right path.
Yeah, because I remember that game too. That was a good game.
It was a great game.
It was a barn burner by the scoreboard.
Yes, it was classic. No two ways about that.
Yeah.
But everybody, we want to thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. You make this hour the quickest hour of the day for us. Believe me. Every day we get off air, we comment how fast, excuse me, how fast that hour was for us. And we want to thank you. We want to thank you so much every day for tuning in and giving us a reason to keep pushing on.
Yes. And as you tune in or as you watch again live or watch again on Facebook, like, subscribe, notify, share, all that fun stuff. Leave comments, Yes.
You'll be cool like the rest of the kids.
You'll be cool like me. The verbal terrorist.
Ryan and Mike, we want to thank everybody and remind you that we will be back tomorrow, same place, same channel, 11 o'clock a.m. Come check us out. Besides for that, everybody, thank you so much. Mike, Ryan, we'll talk to you tomorrow.